This is Marketplace. I'm Kai Rizdal. 318 square miles. That was the reading as of 9 o'clock this morning on the Calf Canyon fire in New Mexico. It's windy out there, 25 to 30 miles an hour, gusts up to 50. Relative humidity is anywhere from 6 to 12%, so it's dry, very dry. There's a case to be made, though, that we ought to be paying the federal wildland firefighters who were responsible for controlling that fire. Well, if not whatever they want, then certainly more than they are making now. Congress and the White House agreed on a pay raise last fall, a 50% bump or $20,000, whichever's less. Thing is, not a penny has showed up in paychecks yet. And with a labor market this tight, you know the rest, right? Marketplace's Nova Safo has the details.
The pay raise for wildland firefighters, funded by the bipartisan infrastructure law enacted last November, was supposed to help retain and recruit more staff. Congress allocated $600 million. Firefighters have yet to see a cent of that.
I'm certainly very frustrated.
Democratic Congressman Joe Neguse is chairman of the House Subcommittee on Public Lands.
We've been pushing the administration to implement the increases that were called for within the infrastructure law that we had championed for so long. I think it is long past time for the administration to do so.
So what's the holdup? Jeff Rupert, who heads one of two agencies employing wildland firefighters, that's the Office of Wildland Fire in the Department of Interior, says there are a lot of questions still to be answered.
How we implement compensation increase, how it affects a lot of really important pieces and parts of wildland firefighters' positions, how it affects their retirement, how it affects the premium pay that they receive when they're deployed to an incident.
And there are more questions. Federal officials say pay raises will come this summer, but they don't have a specific date. And while wildland firefighters wait, they're watching their paychecks lose real value due to rising inflation, and their ranks dwindle as colleagues go to better paying agencies or leave the profession altogether.
It's very hard to keep your chin up.
That's Ben Strawn. He leads a crew of federal firefighters called Hotshots. They trudge into forest fires and with hand tools construct fire breaks to help contain infernos.
It's not uncommon to see fires make 6-mile runs or advancements in the matter of just a few hours. And where you might have had 3 to 5 hotshot crews and some other resources to fight that area of fire, you have maybe one hotshot crew, and that's about it.
Strawn says these kinds of challenges are leading to physical exhaustion, something firefighters must contend with in addition to low pay, lack of benefits, and sagging morale.
So those are the conversations that we have constantly. It's the repetitive, hey, did you hear about this kid living out of his truck because he can't afford rent? Hey, did you hear about this person's dealing with some mental health issues? Oh, did you hear about that last guy who committed suicide? These are real stories.
Despite the challenges, the Forest Service, which is the other federal agency that employs wildland firefighters, has been telling Congress that recruiting efforts were going relatively well this year, and that it anticipates staffing to reach 90% of its goal, which is 11,300 personnel. Those characterizations spurred firefighters to share anecdotal reports of far worse shortages. In text exchanges shared with Marketplace, firefighters talked about shortages of up to 50% in some cases. Jalith Hall Rivera, a deputy chief at the Forest Service, clarified the agency's 90% figure in an interview with Marketplace.
Right now, we have either on board or have made offers to about 10,200. So we're looking at about 90%. Overall.
How many are on board, actually? Because made offers, you don't know if they've accepted yet, right?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's some of it.
Yeah. How many are actually on board?
I would have to get back to you on that because that changes almost daily.
Later, a Forest Service spokesman said as of late April, the agency had 8,300 active firefighters. That's only 73% of the staff it hopes to recruit. And even if staffing levels do swell later this year, experience levels won't. Kelly Martin heads Grassroots Wildland Firefighters, a group lobbying for pay and benefit improvements.
To get a 15-year experienced veteran on our crews takes 15 years. And when people don't have that experience, it's very difficult to then put them in extreme situations.
In the meantime, wildland firefighters are already facing a busy season. Last week, President Biden declared a major disaster in the state of New Mexico. where 2 wildfires have destroyed hundreds of homes. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.